welcome. I'm Briana, and welcome to My Life on Paper. And I am back today with my collection obsession, following along with Scrapping Reflections Facebook group. I will have Sandie Reversky linked below. She is Steak Goddess on YouTube, and she picked out all these sketches for the month. Check the hashtag down there to follow along and see who everybody else is playing. I will also have some people linked below. So I'm, like I said, using my collection obsession. It's Vicki Boutin's Sweet Rush, where we don't plan on killing the kit, but we do want to use it for about 4 layouts this month. This is 2 or 3 for me. I've lost count already. So I'm starting off with that sketch by Laura Whitaker that was at the beginning of the video. And I found, with my Sweet Rush collection, I found a New Year's Eve photo. I have plenty of New Year's Eve photos that we'll be using probably New Year's Eve themed paper. But in this one, the colors go with the photo, and the colors go with the collection, the Sweet Rush. I was going to show you a couple things I didn't choose. This is my background, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I started off really wanting to use a different piece of paper that I've probably buried now, because look at these beautiful colors, right? And I know it's clouds and this is New Year's Eve, but I thought, oh, I could use that somehow. I also have the 6x8 paper pad, which I was looking at as well. I thought, oh, if I can't use that, the pink did not call to me. And I was looking for a couple of different things. I'm looking for the border on the bottom, the scallop border on the bottom. I'm looking for paper for those circle rings, and then I'm looking for the background paper. I did run into this paper, which I like the darkness of it, which I think I will use for the scallop. And there was a couple other considerations. When I thought, oh, I might use this for like the circles, I thought maybe this could be the background, but that fades too much together. And then there was one other choice. It was this blue. And I do like the way this goes with it, but it was just so busy. You wouldn't get to see it all with the scallop, and yet you wouldn't, it would overwhelm the background. So that's how I ended up with this. These circles are going to kind of represent some of the circles in the sketch, but I think I'm going to use some florals to also be in this, where the circles exactly are in the sketch. I'm happy with that. And then, like I said, that blue piece is probably going to be my scallops. So what I'm going to do is get you on fast forward and explain to you what I'm doing. All right, I think this is going to go rather fast. But first I have to explain that I'm playing with 2 different groups today. Collection Obsession is the low or no spend Facebook group with Scylla, that will be linked below, as well as Scrapbook Reflections, who is Sandie Reversky, and she's doing Follow a Sketch February, and that's where the sketch is from. So I did take that blue paper and I did these scallops, and I'm really happy with the circly background. I was glad to use it on this sketch, and I wanted you to see how easy this Creative Memories punch is to use. So super easy to find where you're going, and it never catches or anything like that. So then I trim the other side down. And I'm not too worried about how long or how wide I'd get it, because I know that I can tuck it. And then I think the next thing I want to do is kind of get it on the page and get a feel for how long I want it, knowing that the rest of it can then go into my stash to be like a little tuck-in piece in the future. So that there is a tag on the sketch, and so I think I'm going to use this tag. I do trim it so that I can use the other piece of the tag in another spot. So I want to make it go as far as it can go. And here's where I think, yep, this is how long I want the scallop. So I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. And I trim it probably on both sides, in that I want it to the end exactly where I want it. Oop, I did trim one end to where I wanted it, and then I made a little notch so that I knew where to cut the other end then. And then I'm going to get that back underneath the picture. And I do dry fit everything first, just to make sure I'm very happy with it exactly where it is. So then I go for the florals and the title. Loving this was, it just had to be the title. I didn't have another choice. There were other titles, but this was the perfect one. So the tag is going to be one of those banners in there. And then I want to use these circles in place of the heart that is on the sketch. So I do the same thing where I cut the circles out and place them where I want them. Lay the floral down, look for another floral on the bottom. And then their circle is kind of tucked underneath, which as a circle looks very appropriate. And I'm not sure if I'm going over or under with the floral. But then I don't like the scallop. It's not showing up good. It's with all the I don't want to say holes in it, but it, you know, the scallopy. So I find this is a part of the packaging from the Vicky Boutin embellishments. So that is something I've cut into before. I'm going to use that for the other part of the tag. So I just fishtail banner the tag there and then put it next to that green ticket and get them tucked in. And the more you tuck in things, the less you can see of that banner. So I will go and move around the florals a little bit because it's just awkward. This, like I said, the circles are easy to tuck in there, but those florals, I don't know, over or under. And that's where I say, yeah, this tag is, or my scallop is not showing up good. So I go for a bigger scallop. And I think it's an EK success. And it punches nice too. Not quite as nice as the as the Creative Memories, but I had no problems with it and it lined up nice and everything. So I'm going to go along and punch that the same way I did with the other one, all the way across, and then I'll decide how short I want it. So I'll get that done, and then you'll see me lay it out and kind of figure out, trim both sides to kind of cut off where I want the scallop to end. And again, I made it a little wider knowing that I can, or thinking that I can tuck it. You'll see that maybe not the case coming up. I figured the best thing to do is just get this one about the same length as the old one because it was working. So I cut off a little bit on each side so I get the nice scallopy look as much as possible. And I put it underneath there, and then I go ahead and tuck my banner pieces. And I like that a lot better, but you're going to see tucking this floral in is, I'm just going to have the same problem because it looks weird underneath, it looks weird on the top. So I do mess around with that quite a bit until I really think, yeah, that's where I want it. And when I do get it where I want it, then I can start gluing things down. But I'm going for that other circle so that we have two, just like in the sketch, because I was kind of using them instead of the hearts. And that ticket, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell it's a ticket after I'm done with it. Oh, so finally at the end then, there's, it could be sequins. There's little, not, well, droplets. There's little circles. And I do have those droplets like from the mixed media. And at this point, I'm turning my whole thing because I thought, ooh, maybe those droplets will be in a better state or better space when I turn it. Well, those droplets are pretty much in the same spot, whether it's the way I have it now or the way I had it before. But I do like it this way. It turns out well. So we go with that. And here's where I'm going to start sticking things down. And then I noticed the sketch isn't the photo isn't overlapped with the photo. The photo kind of sits on top, but it still works. And I like the size of the scallop, so all is good. So I'm going to get that with just a little bit of a gap. Line it up the best I can, hoping it's not too far too down or too far up. And I left it not glued on the bottom because I knew I was going to be tucking things in. So it's just got a strip of glue on the top. And then there go the florals. And I think I might, oh, yep, cover up the guy that's in the corner there in the photo. So so then things might have moved around a little bit with the placement of the circle and stuff, but I was just glad to cover that guy up. So here goes the banner, which if you look at the sketch gets much shorter than I originally had cut the banner, and then the ticket, I'm deciding how long to make that too. Kind of wanted to read some of the words on the ticket. So that's why I'm messing around and seeing longer, shorter. Oh, get that straight. And then back to the little floral again, and maybe I should use a different floral. Ooh, I think this will work better. Make sure you check out everyone that's below playing along. For both of these series, I'll have everybody listed. For Follow a Sketch February, it's a hashtag, so that's listed below as well. I've had a fabulous time playing along with that, as well as the Collection Obsession. You'll see a couple more layouts from Collection Obsession this month. There goes my title. And then once that's glued down, I get my liquid glue out. And I have a wax apparatus to glue things down. I got it at a scrapbook convention. And it is called a Wax Tip Jewel Setter by Craft Medley. And I think it was $1, but that works super, and I don't use a lot of sequins. So it's come in handy, and I've got good use out of it. I've got these, they're kind of purpley iridescent sequins that are sitting on my desk so that I make sure to use them. So there's not purple per se in the sketch or in the embellishments. There's some purple in the picture. And it's just a light color, and there's so many colors going on that I think that this goes really good. So I'm coming to the end here. You'll see close-up shots at the end, so watch for those. Check out everybody playing along. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you again soon with another video.